How you doing, guys? DJ AJ101 here, and I just thought I'd quick share this little bitty article that I found today with you guys that I found here a little bit late, but I figured what the heck, I just got home from work and I'd share it with you. And as you can see from the header right here, it says, Bye Blackberry, iPhone now top dog in the workplace, the study shows. I found this really interesting. Not too interesting, but definitely interesting enough to make a video on it. Because as everyone always knows is that, BlackBerry has had a dominating force in the workplace for a long time, especially in large corporations and businesses. BlackBerry has really reigned supreme. Gosh, I really can't talk tonight. But the new study actually shows that 95% of mobile workers actually carry a smartphone, which I think is wow, and it really, shows what kind of mobile world we're living in, that everybody has their whole life on their phone, which is pretty amazing. And actually, it's up 10% from 2010. So 2011, it's up 10% to 95% of mobile workers, are carrying a smartphone. And it's amazing that 45% of those people are actually carrying iPhones. Yes, iPhones. 45% of the people are carrying iPhones. And of course, BlackBerry is just below 35%, which is basically a 10% increase in the, from BlackBerry to iPhone, which I found really interesting. Android is also taking a jump. But it's kind of interesting to see that BlackBerry is actually losing a little bit of momentum. Probably more likely because of the aging OS from RIM. I think they really need to step up their game and make a better OS, especially more geared toward the business user, which has been forever, basically, ever since BlackBerry's been out. It's been geared toward the business user. It's had the QWERTY keyboard on the BlackBerries and everything. And it now shows that more people want iPhones in the workplace, which is just, I think it's great for Apple. I think it's going to definitely push the industry forward. But I think it's also going to, put a little more heat on BlackBerry, as well as Android. And Android is growing steadily as well. So I think personally, it might just be a matter of time before RIM almost kind of dissipates, off into the sunset, unless they do something to really kind of save the brand. It's obvious that people are more geared toward the two major brands that are out right now for the consumer, which is the iPhone and of course Android devices. And it seems to be showing in the workplace as well. I would like to see RIM actually do better, hopefully, to put a little bit more competition on Apple and Google to make some improvements, because right now it's basically a two-horse race, kind of like it was back in the PC day when it was Apple and Microsoft. And obviously we all know how that worked out. Microsoft ended up winning because of the openness of their software and definitely taking advantage of the opportunities when Steve Jobs had left Apple, and Apple kind of suffered, for all those years that Steve Jobs wasn't there. And of course Steve Jobs coming back and bringing it back to new heights. But I digress. I found this article really interesting. I hope you guys find it interesting as well. I'll leave a link below. I apologize tonight that I could not talk, but I tried my best. But like I said, I find this really interesting, and I think that this, unless RIM really does something to bring BlackBerry to the new height, it may have had its day in the sun, and maybe it would, I think it's riding off into the sunset. I don't know if RIM really has anything else to combat what the iPhone and Android phones are doing to the market right now. But they're a huge, they're an oblivious hit, with oblivious. What the hell? What kind of word is that? They're a monstrous hit in the consumer market, obviously, for anybody that wants an iPhone or an Android phone. But now that it's catching on to businesses, that's not. It's not very good news for RIM, especially since they're more geared toward businesses. That was their last big, hurrah, basically. Maybe they wouldn't get the consumer, but they have the businesses. All the business people that, like I said, need those BlackBerries, need those actual physical keyboards. And now it looks like they're starting to lose that. So I'm pulling for BlackBerry. I hope, that RIM really does something to improve the BlackBerry OS and does create some more competition. Because like I said, competition is good. And competition between 3 or 4 smartphone providers that can actually give competition to others would be great, because we're always going to win in that case, because competition, always changing, always innovating more things, making things better. So, but anyways, guys, what do you think about this? I've rambled on long enough. This video is probably way longer than it should have been. I probably repeated myself twice. But like I said, I found this interesting, and I really hope that's not the end of RIM, but it kind of looks like they had their day in the sun, and who knows. But what do you guys think? Leave me a comment, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you guys. Is it over for RIM? Are they going to come back? Are they working on something great? I personally don't keep up with the RIM to an extent that I would know exactly what they're doing. But if you guys know what they're doing, just let me know in the comments below. I always like to hear from you guys, and always like to hear if you know more than I do. Nothing against me, nothing against you, but I love to learn more. I'm sure you guys do as well. Anyways, guys, this has been DJ AJ 101 here, and if you haven't, rate, comment, and subscribe. That always helps me out. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good one, guys. Good.